Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy. And this is Behind the Ramble. So thank you for joining me for tonight's watch along. I'm going to try and style it out, the fact that I can't get a signal on this TV again. And if not, it's fine. It's fine. We're only doing a watch along where I have to watch it. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to watch it on the phone. That's my backup plan anyway. So it's on iPlayer, I believe. Let me know if that's not the case. So David's here. Good evening, David. Hope you're well, pal. Good evening, Jace. Hope you're well as well. Going for a 3-1 win tonight. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, Behind the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you. David says, evening, Jimmy. Is it safe to come out now? Wow. You tell me, pal. Look, I don't know what's happening in I love our group. There's so much that I could wax lyrical about the people in there, but when it's transfer time, there's so many panickers in there. Well, there's not. There's just a couple of panickers in there, to be honest, and they know they are. But I know we're 10 days into the window. Well, we're not even 10 days in yet. We're nearly 10 days into the window. We haven't got a game other than tonight, which obviously we've already named the team, which I'll come on to in a minute. We haven't got a proper game, a league game, until another 9 days. So we've got pretty much a week, haven't we? We've got a week to get it sorted. No rush, no panic. We know that players are on the way. Look at where we are in the table. Apologies as I try to multitask. Yeah, I just think we need to calm. We need to woosah. Here we go. Look, you see, all sorted this. As long as you can get live on Wales. Because I'm onto the Welsh thingy. There we go. BBC Wales. Search iPlayer. Who else is in with us tonight? It's Ian. Good evening, Jimmy. Excited to see a few of the youngsters and how they handle men's football. Me too. While you wouldn't believe me, would you, if I said I trialed this earlier in the day and it were absolutely fine. Unbelievable. So now we're on my hotspot. And what is a hotspot not? Hot. Who said that? Comments in the down below. So, right, we're on the hotspot. That's cool. We're back online. Hopefully that'll stay stable. Liam says, good evening, Jimmy. Signing of the season for the Blades. Melier staying out to cry in a corner. Flappy hands. Oh, Liam, the Leeds fan, I do feel for you, pal. But we were going to look at our team, weren't we, for tonight? To play Cardiff. Let's have a little look at this, if it'll come up for you guys. Yes, there it does. So we've got It's certainly a patched-up team, pretty much like we predicted, to be honest. We all expected it. The bench is the best it's looked for a long, long time. Adam Davies in goal. How do you think they're going to line up here? Because we've got youngsters like Billy Blacker. I think this will be his first senior appearance. Jamal Baptiste, Louis Marsh. I think we're going to line up a little bit like this. So that's Adam Davies in goal. Gilchrist and Burrows fullbacks. There's been a little bit of pushback on that from some in our chat, which I understand, because you don't really want to be playing your strong players like that. But they're obviously fit enough to get through. They've got all the data and all the stats. Reece Norrington-Davies and Jamal Baptiste as centre halves. I like that. I don't mind it at all. I think he's putting Brooks into the middle tonight alongside Billy Blacker. So Marsh can have the 10 role. And either side of him will probably, I think, will be Sam McCallum and Ryan Brewster on either wing. Brewster on the right, McCallum on the left, and Ryan O'Neill up front. Now, is that enough? Let's have a quick look again at the Cardiff team. Fish, Perry and G, who hasn't been pulled up any trees. Is it Joe Rawls? Colwell's a decent player. Atete, they signed for a bit of money, I think. So Horvath wasn't he the Luton keeper when they were successful last season, or season before it should have been. So interesting lineup to say the least. Do you think we've got enough? Do you think we've got enough? And I'm going to try my hardest now to get myself on this game. BBC Wales live, surely. No, it's not. I'm not bothered about that. I'm not bothered about the weather, are we? I don't care what. And just as we say it, on comes the TV. You're just a tease, guy. Just a tease. Comments. Right, let's get into a little bit more. 4-2. Says great bounce like against Wrexham early this season. Cardiff are no mugs, are they? I'm not saying Wrexham are mugs. That shouldn't be taken the wrong way. They have bought their way to success. But Cardiff are a decent team. It's a couple of their players. Yeah, fair dues. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says Stephen. 2-1 Blades. One and Marsh to score. Would love that. How good would that be? Be really, really good, that. Frozen says, no, sorry, it was freezing in Wakefield. Hi, Jimmy, says Wayne. Evening, Jim, channel 965 on your beloved Sky. I know, mate. I've got it on. It's just come back on. Thank you to everybody that's, Sky are in for it, says Liam. Too right. You're frozen like Mellier. Hopefully I'm back now. Let me know. Let me know if I'm live and in living colour. Evening, Jimmy. Evening, Blades. 2-1 win tonight for the mighty red and white. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Don't offend Jimmy by comparing him to that waste of space. Mellier, says Liam. Nice. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Evening, Jimmy. How do I get the match on BBC? I can't find it. Chris has already sorted us all out by saying it's channel 965 on, if you're a Sky subscriber. Barrymore, correct, Jason. What is a hotspot not? Hot. Well, it's working for me, so fingers crossed. I'm not even going to touch it till halftime. I'm just going to let it carry on. We're going to be all right. We're going to see it through. Found it, Nige. Good stuff. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says Nige. Up behind the Ramble. This is behind the Ramble. This is our second channel. This is something that we're trying to grow, and it's a little bit different to the usual content. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind giving us a subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. Sorry, and I'm 2-1 Blades, and I've got some faith in the young lads. Nice one, nice. We've got a great youth system, haven't we? I think I saw a stat online today. It might have been Danny Hall that said today's lineup, including the bench, obviously, the squad today, the match day squad, has got 10 academy prospects in it, which is the first time this century we've had 10 academy prospects in a senior lineup. It's no good, Jimmy. You're just going to have to tell Mrs. Ramble you're moving the cooker and the fridge into the garage and turning the kitchen back into the studio. Yeah, it's it. I'm sure she'll be fine with that. I'm sure she'll be fine. Michael Barrymore, well said, Wayne. Has your dad gone to the game? No, he has not. No, he has not. He'll be at home watching, probably watching us as well. What's up, Blade, says the Saint. Rai says, I'm not bothered win or lose. All about how young players are looking in terms of ready or not for the first team. Yeah, I think I am bothered about win or lose, but I think more importantly, like you're saying, is it's how these young lads adapt into it. Blades lost tonight, says Rye. 1-3 or 1-4. Youngsters good, but Cardiff are a good side. Really don't like Burrows and Alfie playing, but just got to pray no nasty tackles happen. Yeah, absolutely. No injuries and a 1-0 win, says this. I'll take that all day long. Going 3-1, think the lads will put on a show, says Chris. Hope so. What you got match on, Jimmy? On Sky. It's working now, thankfully. Brewster has to score today, says Beast Boy. Hope so. Couldn't care less if we lose 5-0 tonight, says Rye. Focus on the league stuff. The cup. I don't like being so dismissive of the FA Cup. Having said that, I certainly agree with the lineup. We've got the lineup now. I desperately want this team to win, but the sooner we can get Burrows and Alfie off the pitch, I'll be happy, to be honest. Yeah, it's absolutely a second team in it tonight. Jimmy, didn't you say you were going to the match? I was going to go to the match. Decided against it. David Moyes agrees to take over Everton on a short-term deal, says Scott. Is that for real, Scott? I saw links to that online. I can't believe that's really happening. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Moyes. He did his best work at Everton, I think. Maybe Preston. Did a great job at West Ham just recently as well. So, big fan of Moyes. But I don't get why they've sacked Dyche. I do. I just think it's a bit like for like, innit? I tell you what, BBC have got no idea. They've got McCallum at right back, Norrington Davis right centre half, Baptiste left centre half, and Gilchrist as left back. Louis Marsh on right wing, Billy Blacker and Burrows as centre midfielders, and Brooks as the left winger. Brewster in the 10 behind One. That is useless. Do better, BBC. Do better. I'm sure our Radio Sheffield friends will be shaking their heads at their peers. So I've no faith in this predictor now, but it's saying that Cardiff will line up in a 4-2-1-3, which is essentially going to be a 4-2-3-1 if they're right. It's a Tete up front, Colwell in the 10, Tanner and Ashford either side of Colwell. Perry NG, they're saying he'll be centre midfield, but into your right back predominantly. Don't know. We'll soon find out, won't we? Great Battle Lines episode, by the way, Jimmy. It was a great watch. Thank you, pal. That's something we do with Connor over on the One Leeds fan channel. Wilder making sure he's nice and warm tonight. Big bobble hat, big coat on. Absolutely right. I'll be at Bramall Lane tomorrow, actually, at some point. Happy with playing the kids tonight, says Jace. Going for a 3-1 win tonight. Yeah, be lovely, that, wouldn't it? Players coming out now, says the Saint. Let's go, says Jim. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's Dylan White, innit? Dillian White. Let's go. Come on, Deontay. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Up behind the Ramble. Thank you, Jace. What a brilliant stat. 10 academy players in the lineup. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Hit that like, please. Up behind the Ramble. Thank you, mate. Come on, Brewster, do something tonight, says the Saint. Would love it. Graham Bailey. Or about... okay. Isn't it a shame how much the FA Cup has fallen? There are about 5 fans. I haven't even looked at the fans yet. I think it will be disappointing to note attendance figures, but I'm just as guilty. I've chosen to stay at home and watch it with you guys at home in the warm because it come out and said he were playing the kids, and we know it's not a priority for the club this season, is it? I remember when the FA Cup was special. Don't forget, Blades, we've had some great runs in the Cup and some special times, so let's not disrespect it. We're not disrespect. I think the way to view it, Nige, is it's not the priority for us this season. If this team gets through, which hopefully they will, then we may be able to go a little bit stronger next time if we've recruited, which we will, and we've got players back. So hopefully we squeak through this game with a patched up side. And giving the youngsters, we've kicked off, by the way, and I'll keep you posted of times. Yeah, and fingers crossed that's how we do it. BBC Radio Sheffield said the same thing. Jimmy, yeah, they haven't been consulted, have they, on formation? Not a chance. Reverse fullbacks. Hello. Evening, Jim. What's the team? Are we rolling the dice? This is the team, pal, and I think this is how we line up. Davis in goal. Gilchrist, Baptiste, Reece Norrington, Davis and Burrows, right to left. I'll tell you whether that's true in a minute because I'm going to assess how we lined up. But it does look like a 4-2-3-1 just looking at them. I think it's Blacker and Brooks in the middle with Marsh in the 10. Sam McCallum on the left and Brewster on the right with One up front leading the line. I think that's how we're going to go, pal. Is the game live? It sure is, pal. If you've got a Sky subscription, it's on channel 965. And I'm sure a few in our chat have been saying it's available on iPlayer as well. So just a little bit of football tennis here with Adam Davis going long. It's ended up right back at their keeper. BBC Wales says the same. Yes, right, on iPlayer or Sky Channel 965. Thank you, Scott. Everton more like Wayne Rooney. Just hope we came through tonight's game with no injuries. And the youngsters put a good performance on. Up the Blades. Subscribe. Thank you, pal. Is that a new profile picture, Neil? Have you switched it up a bit? Nice. I'm playing Count the Crowd. I've got 248 so far, says David. Yeah, there's a lot of, I would say red, but it's definitely faded seats, isn't it? Why ain't Davis coming out for that? Oh, offside. Lucky there. Baptiste, we're hoping that Davis had come out for that. We're on, just for anybody keeping track with us, we're on 1 minute and 57, 58, 59. Yeah, One's up front on his Todd. Brewster's on the left, looking at it here. Interesting. I had more fans when we played Deadpool FC. Jim says, where are Sheffield United in the league? We are third, pal. We are third, as Scott rightly points out. Looks as empty as a graveyard, says Jamie Dumpling. You haven't changed your name yet, Jim Bob. Jamie Dumpling on there as soon as you can. Thank you. Well done. Oh, McCallum straight to Cardiff boy. It does feel like a 21s game, this. You know, where there's hardly any crowd, you can hardly hear anybody. It's a free kick now to Cardiff on right-hand side. McCallum. Can't wait to watch Baptiste. He looks like a player, says Beast Boy. Looks like a beast boy. 1 point behind first, says Scott. Go on, Blades. Yet feel guilty at not being there. We do, don't we, Ray? But we're not that. We don't feel that guilty. Let's be right. I'm nice and warm. They've put reserves out. I know what you mean. It'd be nice to have been there. I'd have been there if it were a nice warm summer's night. That's awful to say, but it's true. Hats off to the people who brave the cold, including the Cardiff fans, says Chris. Absolutely right. Hats off to the Cardiff fans, full stop. I think Burrows is centre midfield, says Jamie. We'll have to have a look at this. I tell you what, free kick came into the far post. Free header, it looked like. Excuse me. No, it's a great defensive header from Baptiste. I think I'm going to have to put my specs on. Yeah. Baptiste clears it. Well done, lad. You were right, Beast Boy. Okay, maybe I'll be able to see who's playing where now. Oh, corner. Cardiff head meets it. But Adam Davis claims. McCallum sends it straight to a Cardiff boy. Not done himself any favours so far. Sam McCallum, who's playing left back. I tell you what, great crossing from the right. Etete, pinpoint header 6 yards out, and Davis saves, plays for a corner. They're all over us here. They are all over us. Would have rested more in need of a big signing soon, says Kyle. Yes, pal, it's my Jacques Cousteau look. Yeah, it's nice. I like it, pal. You're 20 seconds in front saying that's because I've had to go on different thing, isn't it? Probably. All right, Cardiff. Rawls taking the corner. Left-footed on the left-hand side. Plays it short. Edge at box. Shot and blocked. Looked like Burrows who blocked it. Baptiste is way out of position, trying to stop the cross. It's Billy Blacker on screen now for a minute. People saying it's empty. None of us are there, so can't really say anything, can we? You're right, Nige. You're right, mate. Heard you said your dad was under the weather. Hope he feels better soon. He's loads better, thank you, pal. He's loads better, from what I understand. Yes, I'll be seeing him on Saturday. Thank you for asking. Oh, Cardiff are in. Cardiff are in. How have they missed that? How have they missed that? I tell you what, this is woeful as a start. It shows the gulf, shows the lack of depth in our side. So just a long ball. Oh my God. They're through straight away behind Reece Norrington Davis. Baptiste nowhere to be seen. Alfie Gilchrist having to cover. Davis had to scramble to the feet. They've still got round him, had a shot, and they've hit it wide. Davis did okay there, to be fair, but we've been poor. Bought a ticket, but ill last minute, says Jamie Dumpling. Sorry about that, pal. Hope you feel better soon. Because of all the changes, I'm expecting a few goals, says Scott. No chemistry out there. Great defending. We'll struggle in the air. Remember, they're young lads. I know. Great save, Adam Davis. I think I'm slightly behind on comments. Louis Marsh out wide to Andre Brooks, who just loses possession. It's such a young side, isn't it? It's a long through ball from Cardiff, but to nobody. Cardiff are poor, but because we are so weak, they're on top. Oh my God, says Doug. Wow, says the Saint. We'll lose this by 3 if we're not careful, says Scott. Evening, Jimmy and the Ramblers. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. It's going as predicted so far. McCallum just lobbing the ball constantly. McCallum's been not had a good start. Let's look. I'm 7 minutes and 50 seconds in. Here we go. Ryan O'Neill. No. Brooks from the right-hand side. He's going to go back to Gilchrist. Oh, no, it's Baptiste. Oh, Alfie is. R&D out to McCallum at left back. Brewster. Incoming cricket score, says right. It's only 6 minutes. Plenty of time to come into the game, says Ian. You're right. You're right. McCallum knocks it back to Brewster, who has to go back to Reece Norrington Davis. Going to be turned off at half-time at this rate, says Kyle. At least it'll be the new owners. Give the new owners a proper view of the squad, says Nige. Every cloud and all that, pal. Everyone's saying they're not bothered about the result, then an immediate meltdown, says Ian. Okay, so it's Reece. McCallum inside to Brewster. Plays to Baptiste, switching the play to the right-hand side. Baptiste, surely he's going to play in. Yeah, Gilchrist down the right. Brings in Brooks. Goes inside to Louis Marsh. Gilchrist, Marsh again. Brooks. One nearly got a little ball inside there. Brooks back to Gilchrist. Nice cross. One was up, but he gets beat. But United recover it. Reece to Bruce. Brewster's definitely out on the left-hand side. I think Burrows is in the 10, you know. No, he's not. Marsh is in the 10. Where is Harrison Burrows? Oh, McCallum playing it dangerously there. Louis Marsh. Nice ball. Oh, Louis Marsh, cute little ball across 6-yard box. Probably a bit too close to the keeper and only nearly got onto it. Oh, you're on 11 minutes, are you, Wayne? I'm on 10, 24, 25. Bloke commentating can't stand us. Is it Danny Gabbidon? Ex-Cardiff Welsh international. I think it's Danny Gabidon. I might be wrong. Defensive midfield, according to Radio Shack. Yeah, I think he might be. I think he's doing the peck roll into where, and the Vinny Souza roll, if you like, where he drops in and makes like a back three when fullbacks are looking to push on. How many positions has Harrison Burrows played for Sheffield United already? Ah, it's a weak free kick, that ref. Billy Blacker, who is playing in the 8. So it's Blacker and Burrows in the middle. And it's Brewster on the left, Marsh in the 10, Brooks. Oh. Tell you what, corner ball again. I didn't see that, but they said it were a mix-up. And Brooks on the right-hand side. So just a long ball downfield from Cardiff. Baptiste knocks it back, but Davis were running onto it. So it's a miscommunication, and thankfully it's gone wide. Oh, my goodness me. Is it Nathan Blake, Dad? This is Andy the Blade in the chat, by the way, with his profile picture. Love that. Nathan Blake. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Obviously, played for United. Good striker, Nathan Blake. Good player. Ref just pauses play. Saint says, could be one last game. Might be at Liverpool soon. Ryan O'Neill, no chance. Not a chance. CDM on the left, Burrows, yeah. Pinging the ball about with the wand. Nathan Blake used to play for us in the 90s, says Jace. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Says a lot when Brewster's been out for 530 games. Great effort from Baptiste. On Davis comes and punches it away from the corner. Lucky to win a free kick, you know, I think. That is why we need a goalkeeper. Baptiste looks a bomb scare, says Andy the Blade. Nathan Blake, says John. Well, I think has also changed. Oh, no, it might be a different John, to be fair. We have got a John D, but I didn't recognise the profile picture. Mark in our chat's just put his Baptiste related to Nyron Nosworthy. Right. R&D back to Davis. Brings in Baptiste. Nice ball forward to Billy Blacker, who can't quite control it. We're fired into him, but we're okay. We've got it back. Brooks. Baptiste. Across to Reese. I'll tell you what, Dad, we've made right decision not going tonight. Imagine being sat there freezing cold. Ben Diaz. Baptiste again now, just passing it around back line, and then he's oof ball and Cardiff defence gets to it, but I'll tell you what, 2 poor sides. You've got to call it as it is. It's a long ball by McCallum down the line to absolutely nobody, and their keeper collects. Fair play. They've just shown Cardiff fans, not many of them, but it don't matter, does it? Them that have made the trip, fair play to them. Thursday night. Oh. Free kick to the Blades in centre circle. Nice little bit of intricate play. It's a glorified training session for both teams. This says Scott. Wasn't it Baptiste who allegedly did an L in training? Oh, I don't know. Not sure about that. I think they just say Cardiff are linked with Ricky J. Jones. Hope so. I don't rate him at all. Yes, they are. They have been linked with him. I know some people have been linking us with him, but he's not for me, to be honest. Respect to any away fans. Absolutely right. And he's now back with our back line again. Reece Norrington-Davies now, who's captain tonight. Brewster plays it all the way back to Adam Davis. Plays it to Baptiste, on to Gilchrist. Come on then, Blades. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, overran it. Well tackled in the end. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. We're in trouble here. So there's nobody. We're exposed down right-hand side. Our right there, left. Left cross comes in. It's too close to Davis. And he collects it. He's done all right, Adam Davis, so far. Been the busier of the two keepers. Just seen CW all wrapped up. Thought it was Andy the Blade at first. He's all wrapped up. You need to be, don't you? Freezing. John Joe Shelby's joining Burnley, says Scott. I saw a rumour linking him earlier. I didn't know if it's done or not, but Marsh doesn't look good, says Beast Boy. Got to give him time. You got to give him a bit of time. He's hardly touched it, has he, to be fair? Kyle says, I miss Reece not being in the starting 11. Some player before he went out injured. I completely agree. I think he's best as a left back as well, but where? Do you play him in front of Burrows? In the first team, obviously. McCallum now down the left-hand side. Beats his man. Cross. Oh! And it's cleared almost for a corner, but second defender gets it clear for a throw. Well done. McCallum's so much better further forward. He's not a defender for me. He's a wing back at best, but I'd have him on wing for us as an option on that left-hand side. I'm not saying he gets in front of Gus, but rather than a left-back replacement for Burrows, he's a backup to left wing for me. Beat his man there, got a crossing along 6-yard line. Spot on. But defending... Beast Boy, but you say Brewster needs a new contract, says Nige, in terms of Marsh looking good. I tell you what, they're away here, Cardiff. They've got away in front. Goal. Goal. And I tell you what, Reece Norrington-Davies trying to pull him back there. Goal for Cardiff. I haven't even got this on, have I? That's my big good luck charm we needed. Love Reece, but he got done there. All ends up. So the ball rolls neatly back to Reece. He tries to come inside, but he's robbed. He's robbed and he can't get back. And then he tries to get back. He even tries to pull him at one stage and he just dinks it over Adam Davis, who needs to be bigger. But to be fair, oh no, he dinks it round him, to be honest. He like knocks it round him. It's Reece that. It's Reece that. And I'm a big Reece. If that's Jack Robinson, I'm going mad as well. So I can't let Reece, who's one of my boys, I can't let him off. So that's a shame, that. But we haven't been great. We haven't been great. Kyle says, tough one, isn't it? Defensively better than Burrows, but not as good with delivery and set pieces. Yeah, agreed. That's fair. That was shocking, says the Saint. Scott says R&D is poor. He's not back up at the levels yet, is he? What a mess from R&D, says Ray. Cardiff goal. Not a good watch, this, is it? Says Kyle. R&D at fault, says Doug. What a mistake from R&D, says David. Jinxed him, says Kyle. We did. What is R&D doing, says Beast Boy. That was very poor. I had loads of time to pass that, says Nige. Faxon would have saved that, in my opinion. I think that's harsh. I think that's harsh on Adam Davis. Like, I'm not the biggest Adam Davis fan, but it's Reece Norrington-Davies there, isn't it? Rian Brewster does well there, coming in off the left, passes it inside. It's a poor touch. Brooks to Gilchrist. Oh, it's a decent header, decent looping header. It's got to have more power on it for me, but unlucky that. Louis Marsh with the header. Shot on target, if you like. Prefer Ryan O'Neill there, wouldn't you? I think we all would. If it's on deck, I want Louis Marsh. If it's up in air, I want Ryan O'Neill. What was he doing? Dancing with the ball, no composure there, says Scott. Shame my girlfriend was going to help me out if Sheffield won. We're a friendly channel here, Jim. We don't, we like kids to be comfortable watching and stuff like that. Geez, this is absolutely shocking, says Jace. I know. Scott, I thought you were a mod. What's happened? Where's your little spanner gone? Jimmy, don't give up hope. Brewster will Scott. I'm not giving up hope, pal. I'm not giving up hope. Touch wood. I'll let you have that one. Oh, dear. Much better blades, says the same. Fair play to Cardiff fans. New glasses, Jimmy? No, just don't wear them very often, pal. Don't wear them very often. I need to, though. Oh, Brewster, unlucky there. Come on, McCallum, win it. He does, but it's a Cardiff throw deep in their own half. Oh, yeah, we're only kid friendly on main channel. Is that how it's going? Oh, yes, need to add mods on this channel, Jimmy. Right, okay. Let's have a look, see if I can do this. Can I do it from here? I'll be able to sort it, I'm sure. Won't take me a minute. He says like he knows what he's doing. Okay. It were Ashford that scored, and he's looking a bit dangerous, to be honest. No worries, pal. Oh, Perry and G's in trouble. Go on, then. Oh! Marshy straight at the keeper. We had about 4 lads in box there. Loads of space. How have we not done it there? Some new faces as mods? Absolutely right, Saint. If you want to be a mod as well, you'll take the pressure off Ian and Scott. I'll make you one on main channel as well if you're happy with that. Brewster, very lively. Brewster dominating the game as a £20 million player should, says Andy the Blade. Injuries will have crippled Reece Norrington-Davies. He was class before the back-to-back injuries. I know, Louis Marsh, what a chance. I thought you could just jump in and make people mods quite easily, but I'll have to do it at some stage. It's not essential that we do it this second, is it? Marsh scores that for 21s. It's uncharacteristic of him, innit? Not to bag that. No good on turning it on in a cup game against the kids. We need it in the league. Behave, Andy, says Ian. That's your first warning, Andy the Blade. Sure, I'd mod for you. Thank you, pal. I appreciate that. Marsh isn't that great, is he? We haven't seen enough of him, to be honest. I think he hasn't yet taken the chances that have been given to him. I'm trying to be kind. But Cardiff very much deserved this lead, we have to say. We've not been at the races, have we? I know we've had a couple of chances there, but we've been architects of his own downfall. He's also our backup centre-back currently. That is R&D, isn't it? Yeah, you're referring to your R&D thing there. Very overrated, in my opinion. Not trying to be a hater or anything, but a lot of people keep saying it's the next big thing. I really don't see it. I think with Louis Marsh, I think he needs to be stronger on the ball. I think he needs to be able to look after the ball better. So maybe working on his physical attributes is something. I were really pleased when he went out on loan to Donny last season. He got 2 back-to-back injuries, which resulted in loan being terminated, unfortunately. But I think we'll only really know when he starts playing regular football, probably further down in the EFL. I never like to give up on our players too early. And I do like Louis, I have to say. Do we think Brewster will get a new contract? I'm not convinced, to be honest. We are Blades. And that might not be our decision. That might be his decision. Because we will only go to a certain level, I'm sure. I'm not saying he'll be able to get a move to a club, say top end of the Championship. Because he might not. He might go mid-Championship, but they might pay him more. You look at Johansson at Stoke. Paying him 35 grand a week. We weren't going to pay him that. If somebody's getting Brewster on a free, they might pay him around that level. Because on your balance sheet, it evens out, doesn't it? I don't think I've got any chance on changing Beast Boy's mind, have I, Jimmy? Just banter Beast Boy, mate. Nige, you don't have to, though, pal, do you? You don't have to change anybody's mind on how it's... I don't agree, to be honest, that he will come good. I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he does, but I don't think he will. Massive game for Marsh tonight. If he's allowed to be a bit tentative, says Saint. Oh, Brooksy there. Failed to control it. Brewster should get a new contract, says Beast Boy. Marsh has been pushed off the ball every time, says Bean. This is what we're talking about, isn't it? No problem. Didn't Brewster play for Liverpool ages ago? Yes, he did, Jim. He did. It was, at one point, touted as being a really good future player. Looks good tonight, says the Saint. Brewster might get a move to Southend. Says Andy the Blade. Absolute wind-up merchant, I tell you. I've no idea how to sort these mods out, so I'll do it later. Am I surprised no one's officially signed yet? I am a little bit. I'm surprised there've been no announcements about signings yet, put it that way. I know there's a lot of work going on, and I'm not concerned at the moment. Do you know who's coming in next week? I think there's strong possibility that a couple of the names that you've heard are strongly linked with might come in next week. Is that Southend Miners welfare, Andy? The only contract Brewster should have is at best pay as you play, says Neil. Good job I'm not a mod on this channel yet. I know you can't ban me dad. My dad gets special status, I'm afraid. $443 people in here. Thank you to everybody that's joined us. It's not the highest quality of games, so I do appreciate you taking the time. Incoming second public warning for ATB. He won't be bothered. He won't be bothered about that. Don't get me started on transfer stuff, says Saint. I know. It's a foul by McCallum. 2/3 of the way up, I think, on Capacchio. Did Brewster score about 10 or 11 goals for Swansea in one season? Yeah, I think he scored 11 in 22 appearances, a goal every other game as a lone striker up front. Did really well for him. Don't you mean Las Palmas, Andy? Nice, Chris. Wilder said in his presser, we ain't at the medical stage yet, still in talks. Listen, Chris Wilder, if you believe what comes out of Chris Wilder's mouth publicly, then you've not learnt, Scott. Transfer window has me fuming, says Beast Boy. Right, so deep free kick comes in. We clear it, but it's now recovered by Cardiff. Beast Boy, IKR. I know, right? Is that what that means? I know, right? Cross from the left, Adam Davis receives it. Well done, Adam Davis. More on Blades Ramble than at the lane. Brewster signs for Cambridge United, says Wayne. Agree, Jimmy. Very surprised we haven't signed anyone yet, but not getting concerned about it at the minute. It's too early in it to start worrying about that. We've got 9 days till we play Norwich. We won't be throwing this side out, will we? And even if we don't sign anybody, which we will, I'll be amazed if we don't. Stoppage here for an injury. Ryan O'Neill by looks. Let's have a look at our subs here. What can we do if Ryan O'Neill goes down? We don't want to play Hamer. We don't want to play O'Hare. We don't want to play Anel. We don't want to play Robinson. Sam Aston on. Owen Hampson on, maybe. I'm thinking about putting Brewster up front. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Who would you put on? O'Neill hamstring, says Scott. It's just showing a replay there. He goes up fairly, both of them, and he's come down. He looks like he's struggling a bit. And he's a big lad in here as well. One down. In-game graphics are very smooth, says Saint. Thank you. I think you mean the TV, don't you? What or who is your biggest positive from the match so far? Says Simon. That it's not more than one. No, I think Adam Davies has played well. I sometimes give him a hard time, so I think he's been beaten already, but he couldn't have done anything about that. I'm disappointed in Reese, but if we're looking for positives, I think it's fair to say Brewster's played well. There's not much else you can say when you're 1-0 down at home to Cardiff, is there? Half an hour in. There you go, another injury. That's the 7th signing we need, says Nige. I don't think this... I mean, I never want our players to be injured. But if Ryan O'Neill being injured forces us to go out and get a forward, if it's the final straw, then maybe it's just the edge that we need to go out and sign a striker. Any game is fun to watch in the FA Cup. One of the best cups the best cup to win, surely. Certainly the best domestic cup to win. Agree with Saint. Oh, my channel. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, it's a good job. I might have to keep transitioning because the screen looks like it's frozen now. I know it's cold, but come on. Come on. Oh, yeah, we're back. We're not. I jinxed it. It's because I'm watching a channel that nobody ever watches, I think, in outside of Wales. Wilder in his nice warm bobble hat. Available at SUFC Direct, I'm sure. Right, let's get into this. No loaning in, no loaning out, says Beast Boy. No signings in and no one's been sold. Koulibaly isn't a professional player. What have we been doing for the past week? They've not been doing Opal. They've been sat waiting. And no, to be honest, there's been stuff going on. I just don't think it's the time to panic. Honestly, I don't. We're going to be selling Slimani, aren't we, as well? So we'll get a little bit of money back for him that we're not expecting. Reese apparently made available by Preston. They want a fee before he leaves on a free, says Scott. I'd take him. I'd take Will Reese at Preston. How much did they sign him for? It were a decent fee, weren't it? And I don't think he's a bad player. Ball by near our dugout looked good before the game started. One carrying on Liverpool scouts in attendance. Oh, no, carrying on. Liverpool scouts are in attendance. I got you now. To be honest, Beast Boy has a point there. What have we been doing for the last week? Oh, don't get started on these transfers again. There's no to worry about. What's with the Jack Duckworths? You mean my glasses, pal? I need them to see. But nice of you to come on and throw an insult straight away. Unbelievable. Who do you think we will get first, Diaz or Chowdhury? I think Diaz first, to be honest. That's my bet. Do you think centre-back will be a starting centre-back or a backup for Robbo? I pray he's got to be a starter. He's got to be a starter. What is going on with this blooming TV? I watched Battle Lines last night. It's a good watch. Thank you, Si. I appreciate that, pal. That's the show that we do over on One Leeds fan channel. If I was nice, you would be worried. That's true. That is true. Preston signed Reese for 1.2. So it's, I thought it was more than that. Obviously not. I'm going to try and get on iPlayer as a backup here. Will it go to pens if it's a draw or a replay? I think it's extra time and pens, to be honest. I think it's extra time and pens. Hey, oh, we're on. We're on. Technical fault with this channel. Please try later, says Sky. You're rubbish, Sky. You're absolutely rubbish. So I'm on my phone. And on my phone, the time is 34, 38, 39, 40. Jimmy Costco have a good deal on 98-inch TVs. Do they? You're tempting me, to be honest. Do people not understand all the work going on behind the scenes, says Daz? Why is everyone panicking? It will all be all good in Wilder we trust. No, Daz, surely not. The man that's got us, that's completely changed the entire squad and got us to third and a point off top. We can't trust him, can we? Surely. We've accrued the most points this season, more than anybody else. Surely not. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble. Thank you, pal. Right, we've got a corner. It's poor defensively from Cardiff, to be honest, but they're a poor team. I'll tell you what, I'm behind on thingy and it's annoying me. So Harrison Burrows with a corner. Whipped in, left-footed. Horvath. Horvath with a punch out. Comes to Brewster, well over the bar. What did I miss? Oh, rubbish. It's still... Someone wake me up when the matches are done. Going to go for a nap. Leave us on, though, Nige. Leave us on. Helps with watch hours and stuff like that. Paul says, I'm liking the look of Baptiste. Looks composed on the ball and some good range on his passing. Okay. These youngsters haven't done much. I remember Peck only got recognised because he was working his unmentionables off in the cup. Brewster skying one today. Extra time and Penza changed the rules. Yes, pal. No replays now, says Wayne. Brewster is so poor, says Scott. Spent last 35 minutes behind and now you're on your phone. I'm 20 seconds in front, says well, it's one of them, innit? It's one of them. Oh, I tell you what, they're trying to play it out front back of Cardiff. Looks so dodgy, but then because we're not good enough to capitalise, they end up breaking on us. Surely we get a new player for Norwich, if not worrying time, says we are, Blades. We certainly... I'll be amazed if we don't. Just press fast forward. I can't. That's the fastest we're on, Neil, to be fair. If Brewster played rugby, his conversion rate would be top class, says Nige. McCallum has Toblerone boots. I agree. This is awful, says Ray. I hope you mean the match, pal. It's not been great, has it? It's not been a great watch. I'm on 37 minutes and 31, 32, 33 seconds. Spot your mates in the crowd if you can. Come on, absolutely useless. Hold on, Brooksy. Brooksy pressing his man eye. I don't need these on, do I? Oh, hang on. Is it coming back on or what? Don't tease me. Cardiff recover it. Unbelievable. They're here for taking these. Brewster, really hard shot straight at Horvath. 38-30. Good effort from Brewster, says the saying. He's all right. He strikes it with power, doesn't he? But straight at the keeper. I know it's on target. I don't mean to be harsh. Even the third official looks bored, says Nige. What's happened with Shackleton? Hasn't played in ages and he's injured, says the saying. I'm about 50 seconds behind. Well, this game is awful, says Big. All the back pages. Brewster has a shot on target. Asa says, it's that bad. I've turned it off to watch the golf while I'm still watching the Ramble on my phone. Top man, Asa. Asa, thank you for becoming a Platinum Rambler. I have sent you a message to say if you want to jump into our WhatsApp group, then just let me know and we'll get it sorted. Dad says, we could do with the time clock on your screen so we can all be on the same page. Pal, honestly, I've been battling that for ages in terms of trying to get that sorted out. It's quite complex behind the scenes maneuver. Brewster shot on target. We're making progress, says Beast Boy. At this point, Brewster can do no right for anyone. I think he's played all right tonight, to be honest. It's just, we're rubbish tonight. You can't expect us to be great, can you? Second team that we've put out, but Come on, I just want him to get a little bit of belief behind him. So I'll try and put it somewhere where I'm not just looking down all the time. See, TV looks like it's trying to play a ball here. And it'll keep freezing on me. Right, here we go. Boros. He's been our best player. Let that sink in, says the Saint. If you do put the time up, can you change it to 90+1? Bring back Billy Sharp, says Wayne. To be fair, Saint, he hasn't done anything for 4 years. Brewster. The new McBurney. For Andy the Blade. Good pass. Well cut out by Alfie. Stick me on the pitch at this point, says Beast Boy. Deary. Sharp, no, says the Saint. Definitely not to Billy Sharp. He'd get in this team, wouldn't he? Let's be right. Bruce to score second half so all the cop can go on the pitch. Oh, wait. Daz, I've had enough of this. I'm going for my dumplings. Outrageous slander in here. 3 points against Millwall. Matt says, you look all professional, Jimmy, with the glasses. Thank you, pal. Any news on any players being close? Imminent, pal. Imminent. Who do you predict will win the FA Cup this year? Not Sheffield United. I'll tell you that for nothing. I think, Liam, it'll be one of the big boys, won't it? Who's to say Liverpool aren't just going to do the double or something? They might even come back in League Cup, might they? Yet? So Brewster could score 20 goals from now till the end of the season and still won't make up for the 5 years and around 8 million in wages. Colchester to win it, says Jim. Here they go. Baptiste, one-on-one defending, does really well. Wins it back, and it's Brooks now coming forward for United, 42 and 40. Oh, Louis Marsh just gives it away. If Bruce scores 20, we go up. Well done, Baptiste, says Beast Boy. Won't be surprised if Chelsea win the cup. Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea have had a good season, haven't they, so far? Brewster playing it back to Reese. Reese to Blacker. Come on, United. I'll tell you what, Baptiste with a poor ball to Gilchrist, out of play. Newcastle for the cup with a new £15 million striker scoring in the final. Willa Sula. All right then, pal. All right. Enters 100 million, so wrong. Says the Saint. Not skating the lad, but Marsh doesn't look very comfortable at the minute. Says Nige. It's fair. It's fair. Few shrinking out there tonight, but nothing in this game. There ain't anything in it, is there? Two poor teams, to be fair. Let's be right. But it is our reserve team. We're not expecting them to be good cross. Played by Cardiff. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a free kick. That's got to be a free kick. It could even be a penalty, that. It's going to be a corner, but... After Sunderland have pulled one out of the hat for me in Serie A, is there anyone from there you take your fancy? My knowledge is a bit out of date since Channel 4 and Football Italia finished. Anyone from Serie A that I'd take? We won't be in from anybody for Serie A, pal. But you're right, I wouldn't know. I don't know if it is a foul, actually. It's a corner, though. There's no reason why we should lose this game, says Beast Boy. No, there ain't. There ain't, apart from the fact that we're losing. But you're right. I think this is going to be saved because my TV is jumping in front of me. Oh, dearie me. Burrows again with corner, 45 minutes and 48. Short corner. Brooks. Bang to Marsh. Great shot from outside the box, and it's a good save from Horvath. That's decent. That's better. Fair play to Wilder for giving some of your fringe and youth players a chance today. A bit of experience won't harm them, no matter what the score. It won't. If they don't get tonked, then it won't harm them, will it, Liam? That's fair. This is trash versus garbage, says Beast Boy. Newcastle midfield is sick. Beast Boy says Baptiste is looking a player, though, except from some silly mistakes. Yeah, he looks raw to me. He looks like he's very capable, but you can see why he's not yet made it, can't you? Oh, McCallum giving the ball away. Dangerous area. Oh, it's poor from Cardiff again. We got lucky there. Would you rather have R&D or Jay McEverly? Silly question, Al Capone. R&D's the boy. He's made a mistake tonight, though, and I just want him to try and find the form. Brewster. Oh, blocked. Nice move, Blades. Like it. I don't know whether you're in front of me there, Saint. Feel sorry for the poor buggers who paid a fiver to go in and spent 25 quid on a hat and gloves to sit shivering in the cold. Fair play to them, including the away fans. I think it's only a fiver. That's offside, isn't it? So, yeah, free kick to Cardiff. I think it's only a fiver for kids. Pretty sure it were concessions were a tenner and my ticket, and it would have been 15 quid. I hope Hamer and O'Hare stay far away tonight. Yeah, they will. It's games like these that you pick up freak injuries. They don't need to be anywhere near that pitch tonight, do they? I don't think there will be. Don't mind that routine, says Beast Boy. No, I don't. It was decent, that, weren't it? Good shot from Marsh. We shouldn't have to bring Hamer and O'Hare on, but if needs be, says Ray. To be honest, if there's one goal in it, he might bring them on. He might bring them on. But you've got to think as well, they'd have to play another half of extra time then, wouldn't they? If it's... I wouldn't want that. Marsh going into the game, says Al Capone. I think this shows how paper thin our squad is, says Isaac. Absolutely right, it does, pal. Absolutely right. Half-time, 0-1. So, let me try and get this sorted, because that, for a connectivity, from a connectivity point of view, that were appalling. Could not get sorted. I was on the mobile hotspot, and we all know what is a hotspot not. Back on the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna give me 2 seconds, and I'm gonna go and sort out the Sky. Oh, that's what everyone does, isn't it? Turns it off and turns it on again. That's a good shout, Neil. Put iPlayer on TV. Yeah, but it all goes through Skybox for me. So we'll see. Rubbish half, says Christopher. Absolutely right. I'd like to stay in the cup so kids can gain more experience and Rian gets a higher chance of scoring, says Beast Boy. Even in all, very drab first half, says Rich. Completely agree. Rich, you need to get that that profile picture changed and your name, please, to your new name. That'd be great. Neil, with the good advice there. Chris says, was going to say that the worst half I've seen, then I remembered last season. Fair. Fair point. Norrington Davis is overrated, in my opinion, says Kyle, being a disjointed performance as expected. I don't think he's over. Listen, this is about opinions, pal. So you're certainly not wrong. But in my opinion, I think he's certainly been a very good player. And I hope it's just a form issue rather than his injury has affected his ability, because we've seen that in the past, haven't we? Which is frightening to think. Arena Sheffield. I'll be honest, I'm not a big one for being offended by that. I know a lot are. Don't offend me. For me, the way I take it is, if people class Sheffield United as Sheffield, then it just shows how irrelevant them other side at City are, doesn't it? Because when they think of Sheffield being a football team, they think of the red and white. We should win this game, says Beast Boy. Wish this woman would stop calling us Sheffield, says Christopher. Somebody give Jags a shirt for the second half. Absolutely. He'd get in and all today, wouldn't he? He would be in. Poor half, R&D, McCallum, Brewster and Baptiste, Bright Sparks, Marsh and O'Neill. I think Marsh got better, didn't he, as he grew into the game a bit. Jimmy, what are your thoughts on Sonji Hansen? Not seen a lot of him other than the highlight packages going around, pal, but what I would say is don't get excited about him. He really looks like a player to me. He looks like a mini and die. You can make a player look great. If you remember Benny Traore, when his highlight reel were going around, he looked unstoppable. And I think he's doing all right now at his new club, but he never quite made it. It's levels, isn't it? So I'm never convinced by highlight packages, and two, I don't think we're in for him. I don't think we're in for him at all. They never say Manchester, though, do they? No, because obviously they're two huge clubs, aren't they? We're just one huge club. Nige says, "Where's Jamie Dumpling?" Loved that explaining to Connor last night. Jimmy was well. I had to put him in picture, didn't I? I tell you what, TV's only blooming working. Oh, don't jinx it now. Don't jinx it. Isaac says, Brewster, bright spark. I think he gave the ball away about 5 times under no pressure. I think he's done okay. I think he's done all right. But he should be doing all right. He's one of the few senior players out there. And like a few have said, I'd have expected him to take it by its scruff of the neck a little bit more and sort of taking ownership of it. I don't think he's done bad. I'm certainly not digging him out. Neil says, is the iPlayer pundits all from BBC Wales? Yes, I think so. I can't remember who that. Oh, that's. What's his name? What's his name? I've got it on mute and I haven't seen any names come up, but he were at Cardiff for ages. Decent player with big beard. Oh, it's just frozen on me now. But it's Jags and Rob Page with him. I can't remember who the lad is. Once I hate name, I'll know. Jim, any closer to having the Prince on for a Q&A? I don't know if it'll be a Q&A, pal. I'm going to see if any of our Ramble... Joe Ledley, thank you, Ian. Thank you, mate. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I'm going to see if any of our Ramblers have got any questions they'd like me to put to him, because I'll ask on their behalf and put a name to it. But it'll be more an interview, just asking him questions that collectively we want to know the answers to, and maybe revealing a couple of bits that some of you might not know already. Nathan Blake. No, not Nathan. I don't mean the commentator. The commentator is Nathan Blake, Kyle. I've already been putting a picture of that because I thought it was Danny Gabbidon to start with. Good job that wasn't Robbo, Jimmy. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Completely forgot Burrows were on the pitch at one point. Need to get him in a bit more. I don't know why we're playing him centre mid, if I'm honest. I'd rather move Andre Brooks inside, who's a more orthodox centre midfielder. Maybe move Brewster to the right and Burrows back to left back, ideally, and McCallum further up. There's just a way of rotating them around that I would probably look at now. Evening, Jimmy, says Martin. Benidorm Martin. Andy the Blade is also in the chat. Martin, for those that aren't aware of this story, met Andy the Blade on the Benidorm strip. I mean, I'd like, you've got to read all Martin's comments out. He's top man. Top man is Martin. Evening, Jimmy. At least I'm home, nice and warm, watching a poor game. Credit those who were there watching it. Absolutely right, pal. Absolutely right. Credit to those who are watching it. Yeah, Kyle, appreciate that. It's Nathan Blake on commentary, and I know I've probably said that after I've Read it out. Ledley, yeah, Joe Ledley. Jimmy, are we getting more news about your secret with the club? With the club. I'm hoping to be able to bring you some news next week with plans for the Ramble going forward. Exciting. In fact, have I got it? Have I got it? Have I got it? I might have it. I might have it. In the game, Blades Ramble, spreading fame. Boom. Coming soon. Keep it Ramble. Absolutely right. Thank you to everybody joining me over here at 589 now. That's almost as many subscribers as we've got on this second channel. So if you could all subscribe, please, I would very much appreciate it. We are trying our best to get the numbers up on this second channel. We're at 635. Come on. How fast can we get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel? That's your challenge. Let's have a look. Wayne says, Jimmy, put my lucky on Jimmy Hagan shirt. Do you mean you've put your lucky Jimmy Hagan shirt on? Well, let's hope it pulls through for us, Wayne, if that's the case, pal. Anyone else itching for a signing, or is it just me? Oh, Kyle, if you were in our chat, mate, honestly, there's a couple going balmy for it. Will you try reaching out to the new owners? Of course, I'd love to speak to the new owners. I certainly won't be the first thing on their priority list. I don't expect to be. But absolutely, I enjoyed a really positive relationship with Prince Abdullah, which I'm very fortunate to have. And I will continue that relationship. I've you know, I really like him as a person as well. So, but yeah, absolutely, I will be trying to reach out to them and speak to them and work with them if you like. That Ashford looks quality, says Cat. He does look good, doesn't he? He does look good. We've started doubling up on him. I feel like I'm watching a friendly. There's a bit of vibes like that in it. Under 21s game. What's this big news coming to the Jimmy Rumble channel soon? It's the Blades Ramble, pal. It's the Blades Ramble main channel. You just like Beast Boy says, keep it Ramble. Keep it Ramble. Brewster on the right. Second, I can see a comment coming up. Yeah, thank you, Rich. Brewster on the right, second half, so he's close to the physio. Says Neil. Nice. Even Beast Boy's in for that. Nice. Love that. Yes, it is, Holly. That's loads better. But the female Holly, are you the whatever takes your fancy, pal? Whatever takes your fancy. Nathan Blake, actually. More watching the Ramble than in the ground, says Liam. Have you got plans? Defeat. Oh, nearly. I was just about to put my hotspot on. I can do that now. I've kept it on so I can jump between. Have I got plans for the Ramble? Oh, I might stay as a Patreon. You have been a top Patreon supporter, pal, and continue to be. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Mitch says, I think if R&D doesn't pick up, I'd personally try moving him to right back or left back and swap McCallum worth a try and shuffle Baptiste and Gilchrist to centre back. Just too many lefties, isn't there? No, I don't know. Colchin's a right back. Maybe we can move Alfie inside and get Colchin on. I'd move McCallum further forward, to be honest. Villa fan in pieces, Cooler King with Philogene off to Ipswich. Will the Blades be making a move for Louis Barry? I doubt it, pal, to be honest. I doubt it. I'd like us to, but I can't see it, if I'm honest. I think it'd be a really good signing for us. But it looks like we're getting Ben Brereton Diaz in that position. And if so, we can't offer him the game time that he'd be looking for. Brewster in the hotel, second half, getting around him with the money he's robbed off the club, says, right. Oh, harsh. I fancy Marsh to bag a cheeky one second half. I would as well. Never bet against Louis Marsh. And I'm not saying any of us do. But I think he's He's got a bit about him, that lad. People rate him for a reason. And the TV's letting me down a little bit, so I'm just having my backup iPhone. There we go. Yeah, so I've got the game back on. It's back on my hotspot. I'll be on to Sky tomorrow. Don't you worry. I can see a call to Sky around the corner. Says Chris, you've got it, pal. You've got it. Nice to see Jags and Nathan Blake on TV. Absolutely right, it is. Have you froze because it's cold, or is it the stream again? I'm good. We're back. Put Miracle Grow on and a bit of Connor's hair dye. Couldn't find male Holly in the. Nice, mate. Would you interview any ex-United players on the channel? Of course. Not only ex-United players, but yes, I'd interview anybody to do with Sheffield United. Anybody. You've got to think, can't you? Anything. The content I try and put out is content that I would enjoy. So I've got loads of ideas of stuff that I would like to do, but also I'm fortunate that I've got a community that I can tap into who can tell me what they want as well. Well, I never want it to be like formulaic or boring or just doing things for the sake of doing things. This is why these chats where we're all interacting with each other and you're letting me know what you want to see, and if we get a bit of a feel for it, it can. So yeah, if people want to see ex-players on the channel, absolutely we'll get them on. I would like to do that as well. So it's something I'm going to be looking at in 2025 a bit more. But just keep it ramble. I'm so excited to tell you the news, but it won't be long. I'm confident it won't be long. Brewster is playing against a 17-year-old and can't do nothing, says Rye. No time for that boy, have you, Rye? No time for that boy. Need to send Brewster out to Accrington Stanley. Who are they? To get some confidence. Sounds cruel, but he's never going to make it here. Never a true word said about Brewster, says Neil. I hope we go for a defensive player in centre-back. We can't play Robinson for the rest of the season. Are you trying to bait me there, Matt? Are you trying to bait me? Guess it'll work. Cardiff are making 2 changes, says Scott. Right, interesting. Would you ever interview Max Lowe? I'd interview anybody. If there's an appetite for it. I wouldn't want to interview a Wednesday night. I wouldn't. But I think maybe once he's left them, I would like to talk to him about the thought process. Maybe not a full-blown interview, but I think it'd be interesting to hear from him about how he did it from Derby to Forest as well, didn't he? Not directly, but thing about Max Lowe is, and yes, he's a Wednesday night, so I'm not going to stick up too much for him, but we released him. And Chef Wednesday came in with an offer for him. So what do? It's not like we offered him a contract and he turned us down to go to them. We told him he was surplus to requirements at Bramall Lane. So I think that's a little bit different than turning his back on us, to be honest. So love to have Bash on the channel. Had the pleasure to talk to him once, and what a bloke he is. He's a top bloke. Nige, top bloke, and I would love to have him on as well. I would loan Brewster to Watford or Luton. Why them in particular? We are Blades. Any reason? Matt says, you're miles the best Sheffield United channel going. Keep it right. Thank you, pal. Really appreciate that. That's a really nice thing to say. We need to step it up a gear. Come on, Blades. Right, well, we're off. We're off on the TV. The TV looks like it's working again. I'm not going to jinx it. Well, I've just jinxed it now, haven't I? So no one is screaming, I want that shirt, says David. Great point. Great point. That's very true. It looks like we've started pretty well, to be honest. There's a corner to United. Jimmy, a nice ex-player interview spot once a month would be good. Yeah, absolutely. We can look at that. I don't know what's happening here because my screen's frozen here. We've got a corner now on my screen, on my phone screen. Oh, it's away. And now that's buffering as well. Brill. We're not BBC keeps calling us Sheffield. Yeah, Jags is not correcting her. Come on, Jags. Manny says, I think Kean Bryan would be a good one to interview. Yeah, I do too, actually. I do too. Here we come on. Here we go. Come on, Blade, says Wayne. They've had a rocket, haven't they? United coming forward again. They've had a rocket. Max Slow, who's he? Low's not a Blades legend. He was below par for us. Blades got to make a living. And Bloke's got to make a living, and Piggies are his level, so no love lost. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's a legend, but he's an ex-player, isn't he? He's an ex-player. Max Lowe only went to the Pigs as they don't have sprinklers. You've not missed much, Jimmy, says the saying. See, stuff like this really annoys me. Thought we were past all this, I'll be honest. But look, Ramble's no, if not real, is it? Let's be right. Personal hotspot, get it on. 659 here, watching me try my best to get my Wi-Fi sorted. You're all very much appreciated. Here we go. Here we go on the hotspot. Right, we're good. We're all good. No messing around now. Wilder's bobble has been binned. It means business. Oh, is it? Oh, yes. Yes, I didn't notice that, but it has. Wow. Jack O'Connell will be a good one to interview. I would love to interview Jack O'Connell. Would love it. R&D down with a knock to the knee, says Scott. How about Wayne Quinn, if I can contact him? Absolutely. Quinny? Absolutely. Housewife's favourite. Sorry, Man Mountain. I'm hoping the new owners will sanction some more of the youth going out on loan with all the pending incomings, says Simon. Absolutely. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Lots of pending incomings. That's optimistic, but I think we might. 659. That's nearly more than at the lane. R&D's down. What minute are you on, Jimmy? Right, I've got two screens. The main screen, the TV, is on 49 minutes and 41, 42, 43, and that seems to be running all right at the minute. Cardiff are on the ball at the moment, playing it back, and I'm about 30 seconds behind that on my phone, which is a more reliable stream. So let's see if we can stick with the TV. Mark Duffy would be a good one. I've reached out to the Bounce Slayer, so hopefully we can get something sorted. Quinny would be up for it. I think he probably would. Hopefully he would anyway. Yeah. Thing is, oh no. Oh no, with a shot, unlucky. Oh, and he's robbed. It's a bit idle that in possession. Unlucky. Oh, well done. Well done. Is that Marshy that's one free kick there? You can tell by a big fringe, can't you? The thing is with these interviews, and it's same with every podcast, it's very rare that you pay anybody to come on or anything like that. So I know not a lot of people will know how it works, but this is behind the ramble, isn't it? So we are not expecting, but these people are giving their time for nothing. And what does, oh, hang on. Oh, it's well cleared by Cardiff, but Blades have turned it up a little bit. That's good. So what does Mark Duffy gain, or Quinny, or anybody gain by being on the Ramble? They don't really. And it's, oh, here we go. Oh, no, good shot, good save. Playing better. They don't, sorry, just to finish my point, they don't gain anything by being on the Ramble. They are giving up their time to help me out, essentially. And talk to the fans as well. That's a huge thing, but that's via our platform. So it's doing us as a channel a favour, isn't it? So I don't begrudge anybody that either doesn't respond or can't do it or anything like that. It's not, I certainly don't think, oh, well, who do they think they are? Because I'm asking them a favour, essentially, Anna. So yeah, I would be grateful of anybody that wanted to come on, and they're always welcome. Anybody that Blades fans would be interested in hearing from. I phoned Sky to terminate my contract. Got £40 knocked off my bill. Well, let's hope that happens to me tomorrow. It's another through ball. One's on it. He's looking a bit more lively this half, Ryan One. Crosses it into nobody, though. He's just played it into an area there, and it's landed at Cardiff's feet. One, shocking play from the Saint. About Leon Clark. What about Leon Clark to interview? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Get him in. Get Rob Coslook on, Jimmy, because he's more than... They're all welcome. Only that was greedy, says Beast Boy. Better Blades. I'm on 52, says Wayne. So, right, let's do a time check then. I'm on 52 minutes and 44 seconds. 45, 46. Another clear chance, says Ray. Nice gesture, though, says Kyle. What gesture are we on about? What gesture are we on about? Evening, pal. You look warmer than you would have done, says Dave the Nose. Good evening, mate. Decision making tonight not been great, has it? No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Oh, just as Dave the Nose comes on, it starts buffering. Hopefully ex-players give back to the fans because they're grateful for our support. Yeah, obviously they're grateful for support. But they're not obliged to, are they? They're not obliged to come on. It don't mean Mark Duffy's ungrateful for our support if he can't make the ramble. 20 seconds in it, says the Saint. Hi, Jimmy, mate. Hope you're okay. I am. Thanks, Rick. Hope you are, pal. Jack Robinson interview. Can we do it of a Zoom? Because if so, then yeah, I'm up for that. Baptiste is a player, Jimmy. I'm telling you now, it will be special. You heard it here first. Beast Boy, your track record isn't the best, pal. I just hope you're right. I hope you're right. So it's jumpy again. My feed here. What is going on? I'll tell you what, we've had a laugh at these streams, haven't we? Redonkulous. Come on. Now, main screen's frozen. So I'm going to mute that. On its rubbish. About as reliable as Jack Robinson. I didn't say that. Did I mute myself there? Did I mute myself? Lol, Jared. Watford losing. How about Brian Dean? Dino. Yeah, one of my dad's favourites. Brian Dean. Yeah, I'd interview Dino. Of course I would. Jimmy, did I mention the other night on your podcast that putting out a weakened team, it'd send a message to Cardiff, says Michael. You disagreed. If the Blades played their first team, they might get injured. I stand by it, Michael. We were expecting them to field a weakened team. We have fielded a weakened team. And even though we're losing, I don't regret it. I don't wish we had Hamer and O'Hare out there now. I want to win the game, but preserving players' fitness, who were absolutely crawling over the line against Watford, is more important to me than tonight. Don't mean I don't want us to win, because I do. And I think you can see by the way we've started the second half, even though Cardiff now on the ball, on the edge of the box, intricate play and scooped it well over the bar, that we've got enough in this team to at least be competitive. Like and subscribe, people. Well said, Cowboy Paul Young. Thank you, pal. Fulham 1-0 against Watford. That's fairly predictable, isn't it? We've stepped it up much better, says the Saint. I agree. Love the battle lines yesterday, says Matt, with Connor. They so cannot take it, Leeds fans. I know it's always a good laugh, that, to be fair. It's good exposure for the channel because it gets us seen by new eyes, if you like. I know not a lot of Leeds fans are going to come over here and subscribe necessarily, but one or two do, and they're more than welcome. I subscribe to other teams' fan channels and stuff like that because I enjoy listening to other content. As we say that, Reece Norrington-Davies looks like he's cooked. He's done. Shortly, that'll be Jack Robinson, won't it? As a like-for-like replacement, particularly. Here it is. Jackie Longthrow coming on. Going to take the armband. Okay, someone's getting smashed. We're losing, but seem to be playing well with young lads, says Ricky. I agree. Jimmy, get Andy the Blade to tap up his VIP mates, i.e. TC and Cammy. Cammy has actually said he'll come on. He's him and my dad have been mates for over 30 years. And he's a very close friend at family. So I'm really grateful that Chris has said he'll come on. And that'll be at a time to suit him whenever he's free and able to do it. Baptiste looks solid, says Kyle. Only that dodgy pass back early on in the game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think he had a sloppy pass out wide to Gilchrist as well, where there's been a couple of moments, haven't there? But overall, he's been all right, I think. The young boys are growing in confidence the more the game goes on, says Rudds. Fair point. I think that's fair to say. Interview Max Lowe's missus and ask her how loyal she is. Disgraceful. Brian Dean was a boring interview when I last saw him talking about his time. All he said was, be nice. I think it depends what you ask him. It depends how you... I'm not saying I can do a better job. I think it was Paul Walker that interviewed him. So if Paul Walker... Paul Walker's one of the best interviewers out there. So I'm not saying I'm not an interviewer by any means. Oh, that's a poor back pass. That Brooks, what it... I'd have to have a look back and see that. But here come Cardiff. Forced them out wide, which is good. But nice little play from them on edge of our box. Oh, he's done you there, Brooksy. Completely done you. McCallum stops the cross. And it's out for a throw. Yeah, if you didn't like Paul Walker's interview, then you probably won't like mine. But only thing I'll say is I will certainly be asking the questions that you guys want asking. Get McBurney on, says Dublin Blade, and get Andy the Blade to do the interview. Multicoloured boots. I would definitely get Ollie McBurney on, and I would love to have a cameo from ATB. I would love it. Dave the Nose says, thoughts on Dyche going today? Something must have happened for it to happen. Like, his record's been terrible, Dave, when you look at it. Even though from the outside looking in, you think he's doing a solid enough job. There were stats, I don't know if it's changed recently, but recently he'd won something like 4 calendar games in 2024. 4 games in the calendar year of 2024. It's not good reading. So I can understand it. I'm just surprised because I think he would have got him out of trouble and given him a bit of a solid platform. The big picture is the Prem, 150 million, not the FA Cup, and around 25 million. Neil, we will never win the FA Cup. We're very, very, very unlikely to win the FA Cup at our current level. So it's not even 25 million. You're looking at, what, 50 grand to get into the next round? So, yeah, it's a bonus. It's a shot from Cardiff here on edge of the box, and it's over the bar. They're just having shooting practice here at the moment, and they're poor. They are here for the taking. And it's not their first team either. That's not a dig at Cardiff. It's not. But we are still in this. It has always thought it was a decent manager. Hardly been able to spend there. Yeah, I think same. I think he is a decent manager. Is he probably a manager that sits between Premier League and the Championship? I think he's known to be a Premier League manager, isn't he now? But I don't know which clubs would take a punt. Now that he's gone at Everton, who are pretty low down the table. Jackie Long throw on, says the same. Robbo on. I think Dyche must have exploded at the owners about the transfer in January. Maybe. I think the powers that be have cheapened the FA Cup by staggering matches between Thursday and Tuesday next week. It's all about TV, isn't it, Michael? All about TV, which allows us to come on tonight and talk about it, to be fair. But I know what you mean. And it's benefiting us as a club because we get a longer rest between that and the next league game. And now I've frozen again. Oh no, what's going on? I think Monty would be interesting to hear from, says Simon. I agree. Monty would be a really good interview. He's on the coaching staff at Tottenham now, isn't he? So, yes, that would be very interesting, both for his time at United and post-United. So after starting well, Cardiff have come well into this. Oh, why is it? Well, that's rubbish. I don't want that. Ashford again. Press wrong thing. Got Everton and Peterborough. No, thank you. Ashford again there with a decent chance. 699 people. Thank you, peeps, for joining us. If you could subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. This is our second channel that we're trying to grow. Matthew says, am I being really harsh? I know the kids are playing, so no slight on them, but the current style is so boring compared to Wilder's first stint. Nobody runs with the ball and we create so little. I think in our first team, The ball carriers are Hamer and O'Hare. And you'd like to think Brooks as well, wouldn't you? Obviously, Brooks is playing tonight, but he's not really taking anybody on or anything. Raksaki would probably be considered. Hang on. Here we go. Brewster. Oh, good save, Horvath. My timings on this is 61 and 52. 61 minutes and 54, 55, 56. Unlucky that Brewdog. Scott says if R&D's out long term, we need more backup. This match is going to add 1 to 2 bodies to the transfer list. That's not a bad thing, though, is it? That's not a bad thing, I don't think, Scott. If this forces our hand, it's a bad thing if a player's injured. I don't want Reece to be injured. But even if he's out a couple of weeks and it forces us to dip into the market for a centre-back, definitely need a centre-back now, says Matt. Might be wrong. We've got no covering centre-half now. Or we'd have Baptiste, wouldn't we? That'd be it. 42 points, mate. Think me are up. Do you think we can get it? Oh, you think 42 more points? Do I think we can get it over 20 games to play? We can, but it's not easy, that. It's not easy, that. FA Cup's dead till the quarterfinals. Gilchrist can go centre-back, says the same, which is true. Watford 1-1 now, says Wayne. Leicester are likely to be in trouble again if they've breached FFP ruling by over 20 million for the 23-24 season in the Championship, which will likely be a points deduction. It won't be in the Premier League because the EFL are a separate entity. So it'll be similar to us. If they get relegated, then they may well be sanctioned by the EFL if that's where they breached FFP. Bean says, I wouldn't under any circumstance, but would you bring Hamer O'Hare on later if we're still losing? No. No, I wouldn't. Although it'd be a shame, wouldn't it, just to bow out to a game that... Hope the new owners chuck some more money at the academy, says Kyle. Need to replenish the kids. We've been promoted into the first team to keep the quality high. Absolutely right. Michael says, Jimmy, I thought you sorted your internet issues. So did I, pal. So did I. My first comment to McBurney would be, I was very sorry to see you leave, Ollie. Yeah, it would as well. It would as well, you turncoat. Brewster, brilliant effort. That shows how far behind I am on comments. Andy the Blade playing to the crowd. Either get Frenchie on or Mick Rucker. Wow. Mick Rucker would be interesting, says Chris. Unlucky Rian, says Beast Boy. How about Chris Morgs? Would love Morgs on. Dave the Nose has seen Morgs interviewed and highly recommended him for the channel. We'll get an 88th minute equaliser so we can get a much needed extra 30 minutes. I think Wilder will bring the big guns on. I think he might. I wouldn't, but I think he might. Brooks not taking on his man, going backwards again. It's a shame, innit? It's a shame. 723. Unbelievable. Thank you, peeps. I'm just hoping my TV catches up because it's about 30 seconds in front of where I am now. But if not, for those who are trying to join with me, I'm just about to hit 65 minutes dead now. Chrissy Wilder. Don't look happy. He does not look happy. Soccer I am. Cross. Brewster. Again. Oh, trickles to keeper. Come on, Sheffield. Says Cesar, who may have just joined us in the chat. Hugs from Mexico. Oh, thank you, pal. Welcome. Hope you're well. I think we'd get an injury if the game was played in a padded room, says Kyle. I stand by what I said about Brooks, says Davey Boy. Had a good couple of games, but he's not a winger. You got to move him inside, haven't you, now? At minute. This game, I mean. I don't mean give up on him as a winger, because I've got a bit more faith with him as a winger. But in this game, where we haven't got an orthodox centre midfielder, put him in. Jimmy, is there any hope that Hamer stays in the January window? Absolutely there is. I don't think he's going anywhere. Cardiff again. Now, reverse pass, so they're into the box on the left-hand side. It's well intercepted. Ref falls over. And we get lucky there with ball dropping to McCallum. With Premier League clubs looking to spend in January with Hamer a big catch from the Championship. Don't worry, Michael. I would be amazed if Gus Hamer goes anywhere. I'd be amazed. Brewster and a missed kick. 2 words that go together, says Chris. Brewster can't kick the ball right, can he? Tough watch. It is a tough watch. Was that Brooks tackling the ref or the other way around? Bit of both, I think, pal. Bit of both. Bit of both. Oh, dearie me. We're on 643 subscribers over here, you know. And we've got 727 watching. So come on. As Delia said, where are you? Where are you? Let's be having you. Brewster injured are the 2 words that go together, Chris says. Dublin Blade. Here come United. Brooks inside to Burrows. Back to Brooks. Brooks cuts inside and he plays it back. Burrows to Blacker. To Robinson, who plays it forward. To McCallum. And that's a free kick to United on the left-hand side. First time I've seen Brooks put a foot in, to be fair. Oh, dear me. Oh, wait up. Perry NG. And Sam McCallum getting a talking to. This is absolutely appalling from Sky, by the way. Have a word with yourselves. You should be ashamed. Right. Free kick to United. It's got to be Burrows on it. It is. It's Burrows standing over the ball. Wide on the left-hand side. Just short of the penalty area. Maybe about 10 yards back from penalty area. 15. Crossed in by Burrows. It's Brooks on the arm, by the looks of it. Stu, good evening, mate. How about Keith Edwards? Absolutely, yeah, of course. Goal machine, Keith Edwards. Bet Andy the Blade would like that. Could you ask Connor to explain the oh, you left me on tenterhooks there. Comes to nothing yet again, says Ray. She was peed up at the time, Jimmy. You've lost me. You've lost me wine. Oh, that was Delia, probably you're talking about, isn't it? Yes, she was. She was hammered. Come on, Blades. Can we get back into this? 69 minutes on the clock with 50 seconds gone. And here we come again down the right-hand side with Alfie Gilchrist. Long ball down, sends Brooks away. It's a good ball. Can he keep it in? Corner to the Blades. Corner to the Blades. 6,126. Oh, dear. Fair play to the 6,126. Fair play. Looks like the corner's been cleared, but I'm watching Burrows do it on a delay. I'm getting dodgy pictures. Right, so I'm just watching Burrows now. 70 minutes and 49 seconds. Plays it short. Burrows to Brooks. Oh, he's going to get tackled, and he does. And Cardiff break. Ashford again, who's been a menace all night. Great shot, and now it's a Cardiff corner. Good save, Adam Davis, who's played all right tonight. Michael says, good news for the Blades with Farker back in Melier. When Leeds come to the lane, big Kiefer on him at set pieces. That'll be enough to put the wind up him. Let's hope so, Michael. Let's hope so, pal. Yeah, it's good news for us. I'm not a fan of Melier as a keeper. Neither of the the majority of Leeds fans. But thankfully, Daniel Farker is. Would you rather lose 90 million or win 120 million? Win after a. Would you rather lose in 90 minutes or win after 120 minutes and Pens have at least one more match? No, you never want to lose. I'd rather win it in 120 minutes. It's just unwanted minutes, isn't it? But yeah, cool, King. You've got to say you win it. Seen some talk that Cardiff are after Ricky J. Jones. Any news on us going back in for him again after a deal being closed in the summer? Hope not. Hope not, if I'm honest. Well, I'll back the manager on whatever deal he wants to do, but I don't see anything in Ricky J. Jones other than speed. It's Ollie Burke again without, we said this in our chat, without the strength. Yeah, they ain't got the power of an Ollie Burke, but he matches him for pace, and that's about it. Oh, dearie me. How about Tony Agana? That'll be a good interview. It would. I have actually made contact with Tony Agana, who he said he doesn't really do interviews. So that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Maybe if we got him and Dino on together, maybe that'd entice him to... I can see a frozen screen here that's coming up. It's like when you're watching on a totally legal stream and a notification comes up on your phone, you know something's going to happen, but you can't actually tell what unless you spoil it for yourself. Surely that rule of not being punished until a return to the champ is stupid and needs sorting out, as anyone could spend their way out. No difference to Nottingham breaching and gambling to stay up, I guess. That's right, Simon, but they're two separate entities. So unless they can come together on an agreeable punishment, then you're never going to get that unity, are you? What's wrong with Brooks tonight? Don't know, Scott. He hasn't looked good, has he? Good save, Davo. Everton 1-0 Peterborough, says Michael. Adam Davies not done a lot wrong tonight. I agree, Chris. That was unbelievable. Absolutely laughable. I know, mate. I know. I'm behind on comments, Anna. 3 minutes behind on comments. Everton winning, yes. It was how about Stuart McCall? Stuart McCall, I'd love to get on. Love to get on. Great player. Did a really good job for us late in his career as well. Really good job. Underrated. Where's Brooks' confidence? Should be dancing around these lots, says Kyle. Someone dropping banana peels on the floor. Brooks is slipping everywhere he goes, says Mitch. I know. Maybe Brooks is just getting a few minutes under his belt and just to be told to take it easy. Maybe. Those attending tonight should receive a bonus, 200 or 300 loyalty points. that won't touch sides, will it? Loyalty points. It's something like 1 million points now to get. Anyone with 1 million points can get to an away game first. Any news on Louis Barry coming to the lane, says Michael? I don't think it'll happen, that. I don't think it'll happen, if I'm honest. I think Brereton Diaz sort of puts the kibosh on that one because we won't be able to give him the minutes that he's after. What's this 2.9 million for this striker? We've bid any truth in it? Not that I believe. So, Ricky, no, I don't think there is any truth in it, pal. I don't think there is. So, Perry and G coming off for Rinomota. My TV's back working again, by it looks. Do I dare pause the iPlayer? Brooks having a shocker. Crowd getting on his back. Oh, I don't like that. Right. I can hardly hate crowd, to be fair. But I don't want anybody getting on his back because it's not what he needs, is it? That's Brooks probably one good game in 5 or 6. Jared says we need a Wilder interview one day. It would be a brilliant watch. That is the ultimate goal. Brooks crosses and it trickles through to the keeper who dives on it. Keep it Ramble, Jared. Keep it Ramble, pal. Damn internet, says Stuart. The perceived rivalry between Weeds and Man United. My Man U mates don't understand it. Up the Blades, up behind the Ramble, like and subscribe. Come on, you red and white wizards. Where are you? This game is horrific, says Beast Boy. We knew it wasn't going to be a good watch, didn't we? I think we all knew. I think that's why a lot of us haven't gone tonight, which, you know, some people can criticise, and I understand that. But it's not been good, has it? Leeds fan here. LUFC fan Passion says, Leeds fan here. Love Brooks. Really good player. Good luck for the season. Thank you. Thank you, pal. I really appreciate that. Hope you finish second to us. No, to be honest, I always thought it were going to be Leeds and United the way we both started the season, but obviously Burnley and Sunderland putting pay to that, aren't they, at the minute? So going to be tough. Going to be a tough second half of the season. Brooks is not trying. I don't think he's still a player. I don't think he's still a player. Oh, okay. Carl says need to do a Cucurella and bin those boots. Brooks looks dreadful. Jimmy says David. He's not been great, has he? Welcome, LUFC Passion, says the Saint. Absolutely right. Everybody's welcome here. Jimmy, get rid of Sky and do the inevitable. But even then, you're a minute behind, aren't you? Or 2 minutes behind. But I can't say it's not been considered, Michael. Warnock interview would be great. Yeah. Yeah, probably. It's War of the Roses, isn't it, Man U and Leeds? Yeah, it is. Another good interview will be with other Sheffield United content creators like Travelling Blade. LUC Passion. I don't know whether you're laughing at that comment, but learned my lesson last night. Stay indoors, people, and avoid the black ice. Dave the Nose posting a picture of some busted up knuckles where he fell. Hope you're well, pal. Hope the injury is not too bad. Won't care as long as we go up. Yeah, I'm the same, to be honest. If we go up second, it's not going to upset me at all. Burrows is playing poorly, says, or so bad, says Beast Boy. Isaac says, clearly shows how much Wilder doesn't care, not bringing on any of the subs, even when losing. It's a test of character, though, isn't it, for these young boys? And I don't think they've done terrible. I think they started growing into the game second half, but it's a nothing game in it a minute. While there's only a goal in it, there's always a chance, though, isn't there? Adam Davis, long ball forward. I won't want him to, though, Isaac. I won't want him to bring on big hitters. He might do, though. He might do for the last 10 minutes or so if he thinks we can nick it. Shocking match tonight, Jimmy. So poor, especially going forward. Expecting it. You were expecting it with... Oh, is that Robertson? Is he on now? Alex Robertson? Yeah, he is. Brilliant. He's a really good player. Shocking match tonight, Jimmy. So poor, especially going forward. Expecting it, resting most of the team. Don't you think Leeds are arrogant, Jimmy lad? Connor spat the dummy out, don't he? Offside. I think there's certainly an element of Leeds fans that are arrogant. Yeah, I do. But we've just seen LEFC Passions come on here. We get loads of a few now. Leeds fans coming on here. Liam comes on and others. Nipper comes on. Always real. Obviously, I get on great with Connor as much as we have a bit of banter. So yeah, I think there can be, but elements of our fan base can be arrogant too. Cardiff through here. Did well there. Did well there. Baptiste just strong. Stood up. Oh, Rawls nearly scored. Bloody hell. Wowzers. Keep him on bench, Wilder. Don't you dare, says the Saint. Last 10 minutes. That's one interview I wouldn't watch with Warnock. He's a crowd splitter, isn't he? Divides the audience. I don't think he's a blade, to be honest. I don't think he's a blade. Oh, in Amsterdam for Louis Marsh. That tells you what the thought process is, doesn't it? Okay, I'm all right with that. Ryan's next club needs to be a mid-table League One side with no expectations, says Matthew, where he can bag a few goals and make something of his career. It's like watching a slow, painful death each game. Harsh. I want us to go up first, really. I want to see other teams get to the same grief for a second-place trophy. I don't care, Kyle. Just get up. Just get up. Even though I don't like playing in Prem. We're frozen again, aren't we? Last 10 minutes, of course we have. So let's go back. I player again. Brooks is not trying, I don't think. He's still a player. Oh, got you, Beast Boy. Corrected it from earlier. Yeah, understand it now, pal. We'll be happy if it stays 0-1, but just want a bit more from the youngsters. Baptiste is so good, man, says Beast Boy. I don't think Matthew was harsh. Sometimes you need to go backwards to go forwards. Watching a slow, painful death each game. It's people's opinions, isn't it? That's what we're here for. Danny Boy says, brought another youngster on. What does that tell you? Cup's a back burner, which I actually agree with. Don't like to lose, but happy to in this circumstance. I'm happy with the strategy. It's probably what I'd say. Jason says, right, this game off, it's gone. Trying for the old double bluff. I like it, Jace. I see what you're doing there, pal. See what you're doing. I'm shocked Burrows is playing the full 90. I think he needs a rest. Ay. Come on. Come on, United. Rubbish. Get Sky on phone. 82 minutes and... Oh. Don't tease me. Are you going to play or not? So on the reliable stream that I've got, it's 82 minutes 30. They'll all get a decent rest after this. Yeah, that's right, Kyle, they will. I don't know why I want us to win so bad, says Beast Boy. Because we're Blades, aren't we? And we want to win. Of course we do. Andy the Blade says, Baptista's clearly looked so much more settled after a very shaky start. Yeah, agreed. I thought he stood up really well there, didn't he? When he was stood off his man a little bit, but when he had to turn, he was strong, fair, liked it. Brewster's next club will be with a 3-wood at How come Gilchrist can do 90 minutes in the cup and only 60 in the league? I think, let's be right, I don't think any of them are going maximum speed tonight, are they? Which is disappointing to say, because the game is there. The game is there. If we wanted to put that extra 5 or 10% in, I think we can get some. This will be the first time in 6 or 7 attempts that Cardiff have beaten us. Yeah, at Bramall Lane as well. Saint says, I'd sign Brewster on mid-wages. I still think he can do a job. But if I was him, I'd go elsewhere for a fresh start. Maybe that's what he's thinking, pal. Maybe that happens. Who's to say? Well, thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. Apologies for the streaming issues. We will try again to get these sorted out before the next one. 646. I wonder if we can hit 650 subs before we go off in 5 minutes or so. Go on, Oni, lad. Don't you be teasing me, Jace. No, can't see anything happening here. Get a swap deal with Risa. Hecky will get a rhyme out of Brewster. That's not bad, you know. Jimmy, don't worry, we haven't scored. No, I know we haven't, pal. Agree, Scott. Yeah, I'm not against that deal, to be honest. I don't think Hecky would be either if they're going to lose Risa anyway. Gilchrist straight to Robertson. Oh! McCallum nips in to nick it. Oh, that Hampson. Cardiff going to win a corner here. Yeah. Davis wins it from the corner, I can tell, because it keeps jumping. Not sure if you mentioned this, says Dan, but why is Burrows in midfield? It's a weird one. I agree, it's a weird one. I don't know, in all honesty. I don't know. I would have had Burrows left back. If we're playing this team, which I'm not sure I would have done, Burrows left back, McCallum left wing, Andre Brooks centre midfield, and Brewster out on the right, rather than the way he put it. I think Cardiff have been poor, so what does that say? It says we've been even poorer. Saying that's exactly what it says. Next time, can we have Andy the Blade doing the watch along? I have to listen. I would have him on every single stream. You know that, but I've got to pick my fights, pick your battles, and when I can have him on. Smash the like so Jimmy can get his Sky sorted. Simon, yeah. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I wonder what 23 million looks like going up in smoke. Oh, I've seen it. He's on TV now. Davis with the elbow. Keeper got away with one there. I'd have to watch that back, to be honest. And my TV's come back on. Come on, then. Burrows out wide to McCallum. 87 minutes and 12 seconds. Step over. Oh, we've hit the post! Was that Hampson? Oh, Burrows on his right foot. Oh. Davis, lucky that elbow wasn't spotted. Without that R&D mistake, this game would go to pens, says Scott. Yeah, it probably would. Oh, my God. Can say United attacking slow and passing back is a club thing. We play like we're 3-0 up. McCallum, cross, high and ridiculous. McCallum's had a poor game. Agree with your positions in this team. I think Blacker looked tidy enough. Brewster value continues to drop, though. Burrows at the post. No, says Beast Boy. I know. Davis takes the corner, then elbows the Cardiff player. I'd have to have a look at that. McCallum passings tonight is unbelievable. Oh, unlucky Harrison. Oh, Alfie's off. And young Sam Colchin. Sam Colchin's on. Here we go. I don't come on because I like to watch a TV that works. Well, I can evidence that that's not always the case. Andy the Blade. Burrows shot very, very Hamer-esque. Couldn't believe it. On his right foot. Our shooting this game has been tragic, says Bean. Out of curiosity, do the cards in this count towards the league? Hence why no Hamer sub. I don't think so, pal. I thought they did. I thought they were all concurrent. But I'm told reliably by some ramblers that that's not the case. Lol, Andy, love Burrows, says the Saint. Matt says maybe slow, painful death was harsh, Jimmy, but I just cannot see any levels of improvement. We'll be this loyal to a freebie we brought in. All about that price tag. It is, but that's not his fault, is it? Colchin looks about 14. He does, doesn't he? I think he was 14 when he made his debut for the under-18s. He's very well thought of at United. Savage from Andy the Blade. That's right. He's my father, and he's having digs like that. That cross was still less wide than Brewster's shot at the other game. Andy the Blade legend. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Stu says, I've expected that sub being Burrows getting taken off for being putting too much effort in with that shot. Yes, don't you be putting effort in. I think with tonight's performance, it's time for Brewster to move on. Nice kid, but can't produce unless he's going to accept being a bit part player on lower wages. We've got to move him out this month. 4 minutes at a time. Always comes back to Brewster somehow. Brewster value is going down faster than Titanic, says Neil. Nominal fee and replace him, says Danny. Bean says, how many of the youngsters do you think will end up on loan? I think we could send a lot of these out. But again, it's padding out the squad, isn't it? We've needed some. They've been filling the bench in a lot of first-team games, some of these lads. Oh. Tough tackle on Brooksy there. Robertson's going to make out like he's hurt, so he don't get in trouble. Bloody hell. People are obsessed with Brewster, says the Saint. Oh, 2 away from 650 now. 2 away. If you are part of the 774 watching and you're not subscribed, do us a solid and subscribe to this second channel of ours. Free kick in a good position. Sam McCallum gets fouled. This has got to be, realistically, probably best last chance at game for Sheffield United, this. There's 2.5 minutes of injury time left. He's just so poor and has never performed for the Blades. His 9 lives have gone, says Danny about Brewster. David says, well, it's been fun, Jimmy, but in the words of Mr. Vinnie Jones, it's been emotional. It has. Come on, then. Come on, United. Let's see what we can do. Cross, nice. And it's cleared. Colchin nicely cushions it back in. One. Billy Blacker. Oh, it's corner to United. This is Sheffield United's under 21s now, trying to break the deadlock. Everything comes back to Brewster, doesn't it? Yes, his injuries. I think. Oh, hang on. I think Brewster's done well to only lose this game 1-0 single-handedly. Only player I've heard mentioned for 2 hours. Fair. The grief is nowhere. Oh, hang on. Oh, now my connection goes just as he takes the corner. Don't. Unbelievable. It's lucky for United that Brewster's contract is up, or we'd have to pay another club to take him. I think it's a credit to the Blade, says Andy the Blade, who continue to stick up for Brewster. But 5 league goals in 5 seasons says everything. Danny, don't do that. I don't believe you. No, don't believe any of you. That's poor form from you boys as well. Goal. No, we didn't, Beast Boy. Out of order. Think the lads need some loans, says Jack. I agree, mate. Out of order, Liam. Out of order. We've been poor tonight, haven't we? But to be fair, they haven't really been up to it, have they? It's a difficult one to criticise because we stack the deck against ourselves with the team selection, although I agree with the team selection. So we can't be too upset we're going out of the cup when you're playing a side like this. Cardiff have been poor tonight themselves. I think somebody said earlier they've made 7 changes themselves, so it's a weakened Cardiff team. Although they've had more first teamers in than us, I think. Here we go, long ball downfield. Over, says Danny. Full time, says Beast Boy. Only interesting thing winding you up tonight, Jimmy. 1 goal in 5 is good, Andy. Flick on, and yeah, we've not troubled them, have we? Thank God that's over, says Michael. Blades out of the cup. Brewster, man of the match, says saying, oh no, we've lost and we're out of the FA Cup. Anyway, Jeremy Clarkson, nice Scott. I see what you've done there. We lost 6. Wayne, there's no need. Simon says so many changes though, and although it's late, sounds like they're having more of a go. They were, but cheers, Jimmy. Laughs a minute as always. I will get this signal sorted out, I promise. It's over. Poor. No game, it says Ray. Jake says, wonder what Hamface will have to say post-match. Jake, come on, we're all mates here. Give him his dues. He did well to head that. It passed a few hours. That's what we're here for, the saying. We're here to pass a few hours, aren't we? Watching our team. Enjoyed it, Jimmy. Thank you, pal. Brewster couldn't score in a... think Chrissy has got what he wanted there, says Dino. I don't know about that, but he wasn't desperate, was he? He wasn't desperate to win it. Cup's not our main concern, says Dublin Blade. The league is, and I'm glad we rested all our main players. Norwich and new signings are all that matter. Out of the cup, says Liam. Oh, well, never mind. Back to beating us to promotion it is then. Don't know yet, mate. Long way to go. Rai says, thank God that's over. 90 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Danny says, cheer me up with some transfer news. Is it BBD, Chowdhury and the Ipswich defender? It might be, Danny. It might be, my friend. Could well be. Rai says, anything we can take from that, Jimmy? Only thing for me is it's proof to Wilder who's ready and who isn't. When players are back, can't see Brewster play a minute. I think Brewster will stay involved, to be honest, even if it's just to keep him in shop window. Glad we got out of the way now. No excuses for playing extra games. Plenty of rest and no cut runs. Bring on the league. That's got to be it for Brewster, says Chip Butty. Interested for the Norwich lineup, says Simon. We've now got more people in here than we did when game we're on. 806. Have we made it over the 650 line? Have we made it over? 649. 649. We're staying on till we get 650. Brewster, man of the match. He put the armband on Robbo. Took the brother-in-law, who's a Liverpool fan. He said 2 things. I can see why we sold Brewster, and you guys love passing backwards. Oh, Jack. Not good, is it? Night all, up the ramble, up the blades. Thank you, Dave the Nose. I will see you very soon, as you know. David says, brilliant, Jimmy. Totally best blades content, without a doubt. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Great watch along, says Chris. Thanks for the entertainment. Shame about the performance and the score. And from my end, the signal as well. But thank you for joining me too. Much appreciated. Cardiff beat the Blades first time in ages, but it wasn't United, was it really, says Neil. No, it wasn't. If he took the cup seriously, we would have put out a more competitive squad tonight. That's true. Tough watch, says Daz, but completely expected. But it was the only thing to do and play the young'uns. The kids have been fine, just need loans, says Jack. I agree with that. Is that Ipswich defender any good, says Right. I really like him. We looked at him a while ago. Luke Woofenden, you're talking about, aren't you? Let's see if I'm going to keep talking. 651. Come on, Blades. Yes, you lot are ace. Thank you. It's 349 now to get to that 1,000 target. That's really good. Luke Woofenden, we looked at him way back when as a bit of a Basham replacement because we thought he could play as a right centre half in the 3 that we were playing at the time. So that's when we were looking at him when Ipswich were back in League One. But it never came. He signed a new contract with them and he's been playing in Premier League for them. I like him. I like him. Who's the Ipswich defender? It's news to me. There you go, Jack. That's some news for you there, pal. Marsh struggled tonight. One didn't do much. Can't blame the kids, but the seniors who played were not at the races, says Ray. Fair. Evening, Jimmy. Good evening, Mr. V. Hope you're well, pal. I think it'll be a 9-minute after 90 for this game. Not much to talk about there. I think, to be honest, Dublin Blade, we have got a 90 after 90 set up for tomorrow night on the main channel. I think it'll be more of a general chat, won't it, about where we need to go in January. I know there's going to be a break now until the Norwich game a little bit, so I'm happy to have that space for us talking about all things Sheffield United, whether it's, transfers coming in. I can only tell you what I know about rumours and stuff like that, but who do you think we need? Where do you think we need to strengthen? We'll get people on, patrons on to come and have a chat with me about it. We'll still do that, don't worry. R&D and Brooksy were awful tonight, says Jord. Marshy needs a loan and Blacker looks good. Yeah. Good company again, Jimmy. Thank you, Ian. Thanks, pal. Any chance of a 90 after 90? That'll be tomorrow, as I say. That'll be tomorrow, mate. So I'll see you there. Would love to see you on one day, Ian, by the way, the gatekeeper of the Ramble chats. That Cardiff player who scored looks a good talent to poach. Yeah, he does look decent, doesn't he? Mitch says, shame about the result, but we move, focus on the league, and hopefully we get some more bodies in and we can get some of this younger lot out on loan. Yeah. Ty Woofenden will be a better world champion. Okay, thanks, Paul. Woofenden has been playing for Ipswich Town recently, having broken back into their first team. He has, Michael, but then now they've just signed Ben Godfrey, which has pushed him down the pecking order a little bit, which is why there's rumours of him being available. Up the Bramble. Thanks, Jimmy. I'm not sure I like that one, but yeah, fair dues. Dean says, will R&D get slaughtered like Robbo, or does he get off with it? I said, if you were with us when it happened, Dean, I said that. You have to criticise Reece Norrington-Davies. He's been the one that's thrown the game. Essentially, there were nothing in the game, were there, other than that mistake. So he's dropped a clanger there, and he has. And I said when it happened, I would be giving Robinson some right stick for that. So you've got to face it, haven't you? When somebody else does it. R&D did drop a bad one, says the same. Thanks, Jimmy, for tonight. Off to bed now. Up at 3 a.m. tomorrow. You'll get to bed, Matt. Thank you for joining us, pal. I'll send R&D out on loan to the champ for game time till the end of the season. That's not a bad shout, actually, Danny. That's not a bad shout at all. Thanks, Jimmy. Made a dull game entertaining. Thank you, Daz. Appreciate it, mate. If we can bring a bit of a smile to people, then that's what it's about, and it's just talking Blades. I want a rebate on my BBC license. You and me both. And my Sky contract. Shouldn't have to contribute to a very poor BBC Wales. Seems like a lot of foreigners have bet on United calling it match fixing. All kicked off on Insta comments. They are stupid, basically, betting on the under-21, says Jamie Dumpling. Fair dues. Fair dues. Is R&D in the last year of his contract, or have we got him for longer? We've signed him to a new deal, pal, so he's with us for a while, which I think he's good. I think he's a good player, but sending him out on loan would be a decent shout. Who pays for a TV license? Can we afford sending anyone out on loan, says Kyle? Not at the minute, but when we get bodies in. We've got 3 left backs, haven't we? We need to get centre-half sorted out so Reece Norrington-Davies isn't pseudo cover there, if you like. Can we afford to be... the BBC presenter just asked Jags about Brereton Diaz and his face said it all. Couldn't care less. We've gone out. Don't rate Marsh one bit, says Mark. Move to Virgin Media, Jimmy. More reliable. Evening, Jimmy, says Kieran. Walking home after the worst game this season. I want a refund. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Thanks for this evening, Jimmy, says Paul. Thank you, mate. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We've got 813 in here joining us. If you all want to subscribe, that'd massively be appreciated. But I'm going to call it there. And for now, what do you mean? What do you mean? Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for that. Focus back on the league, says Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Nice to see you in the comments. Platinum Rambler. Hope you're well. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Like and subscribe. Ricky says, yeah, we lost, but I'm okay with that. Performance from the performance from the young lads. And Simon finishes it wonderfully by saying, good night, all. So on that note, come on, you red and white wizards. At the cup, full focus on the league. I'll see you tomorrow for 90 after 90, where we'll talk about a bit of everything if you want. So for now, up the Blades!